Hi everyone, my name is Paul. I'm part of the Children Changing Places project, and we're going to think in this time of worship about fair trade and what that is. You might have seen that picture on the screen, the blue and yellow and black fair trade logo before, but you might not have as well. And we're going to think about what fair trade is in the next few moments. So just to get us started, what is your favourite breakfast? If you could have anything, you woke up this morning and whoever you live with, whoever looks after you, if they said you can have anything, what would you choose? For me, I think I would have a full English breakfast with sausages and bacon and eggs and toast and coffee and everything that comes with it. And that's my favourite. What would you have? Next question. All right, I want you to look around the room where you're sat right now watching this video, and can you make a list of all the things that you have that depend on someone else making it or growing it? So I'm thinking about, so here I've got some special tea called rooibos tea or red bush tea. It comes from South Africa. I've got a box of eggs here from a local farm in Bolton where I live. I definitely didn't grow the chickens or the eggs or whatever. I've got a packet of tomato seeds here that someone's grown and then picked and put in this packet. So already just in 5 seconds I've seen loads of things that I depend on someone else to bring it to me. There's some examples here. There's a chair. The chair I'm sat on, someone built it. Bananas, when we go to the supermarket, someone else has picked them and put them in the bag and put them on the shelves. And then soap, that's a big one for us all at the moment, isn't it? Extra hand washing. We definitely don't make the soap ourselves, do we? We rely on someone else to make it safe for us to use to keep us healthy. Now, a really famous man, Martin Luther King, I'm sure many of you have heard of him. He lived in America and he spent his life trying to fight in peaceful ways, so protesting and things like that, to get equal rights for all people of all different colours. And he eventually gave his life for that cause. But he spent his time trying to help people see that we are all equal. We're all loved by God, no matter our background, no matter the colour of our skin. And Martin Luther King said something really interesting. He said, before you finish eating your breakfast in the morning, you've already depended on more than half of the world. And what he meant by that was, I've got some coffee here, Fairtrade coffee. It comes from a country called Peru. I don't know, you might be able to go and find that on a map in your classroom or in an atlas or a globe. And I've got some bananas here, and they came from the Dominican Republic. You see the Fairtrade logo there as well. Before I've even left my house in the morning, the food that I eat has come to me from different places around the world. Isn't that amazing, the world that we live in? I'm not just having to go outside and grow my own food and grow my own coffee or anything like that. It comes from around the world to us. And so I should be amazed at that. I think that's the point Martin Luther King's making. I should be amazed at that and grateful and thankful for those people that have spent their time growing the food that I eat and picking it and all those kinds of things. And the idea of fair trade is that the people who grow it and produce the food, they get treated fairly for doing it. And there's this idea that love is more than feelings and often is about doing something. I might say I love someone. I might say about my baby girl who's 2, I might say I love her, but if I never do anything about that to show my baby that I love her, it's not really love, is it? It's more just talking. And so Martin Luther King was making the point that the things that we do with our lives show whether we love people or not. What does it mean to love someone? What do you think? Maybe have a quick discussion about that. Jesus said some really famous words in in the New Testament. And in this gospel reading in Mark chapter 12, Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So actually, in the verse it says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second most important commandment is this: love your neighbor as you love yourself. There is no other commandment more important than these two. So for Jesus, he was saying that love is far more than just the words that we say. And he said, love God first with everything that you've got within you. Love God with everything. Love him with all your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength. But he also said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So we can't really love God unless we love people. I think that's what Jesus is saying. Love your neighbor as yourself. And so we've been thinking about breakfast, haven't we? We've been thinking about the food that we love and all the amazing gifts that we have in our life through coffee that we get from South America and bananas and all the amazing things we have. But there's a way that we can love people before we've even left our house in the morning. And that is where Fairtrade comes in. So I say about my coffee, you might be able to see the logo there, the black and white logo that says Fairtrade. And the bananas that I have that have got the Fairtrade logo. Now, for some of us, we might have spare extra few pennies that we think, you know what, it might cost a little bit more to buy Fairtrade bananas or Fairtrade coffee or even Fairtrade chocolate. But in those extra pennies, I'm able to love someone that I probably will never meet in my life, someone far away on the other side of the world, and I'm able to make sure that they get paid fairly, that they're treated properly for the things that I enjoy, like my chocolate and my coffee and my bananas. So before you've even left your house, you could choose to love someone. And that really changes the world. That's amazing, isn't it? It's such a tiny thing in one sense, but it's a really, really big thing. And it's something that I believe that God really loves when we decide to do those things. It might cost us a bit more money, but will change someone's life. So before you leave your house in the morning, you could change the world. That's a cool thing to think about, isn't it? And last thing we're going to do, we're going to pray. Maybe you can do this in your class, like as a whole class thing, or with the people you're at home with, or whoever you're with. We're going to make a paper chain. So paper chain, you get a strip of paper, and then you tape it and you thread it onto another link like this. And I'd love it if you could write on your chain a prayer, a few words that you're going to ask God. God, help me to love people with my actions. And you might write a specific thing. You might write something like, help me to love people by saying kind words to them, or buying Fairtrade chocolate, or it might be by telling my teacher that they've done a really good job at the end of the day, or it might be saying to our parents at night time that we really appreciate what they've done for us, or anything that you can think of, our words and our actions. And if we all do that, we'll change where we live, we'll change our school, we'll change the communities that we're part of. And the reason why we've done paper chains is that when people are not treated fairly, it's kind of like a chain that locks us up, it wraps all around us, and it keeps us from living the free, wide open, good life that God dreams for us. But when we do things like buy fair trade products and treat people kindly, it's like we break those chains, and people can live how God really wants them to live. So make your chain, and then we're going to say this prayer. Lord, thank you for the food that we eat each day, the different foods we enjoy from around the world. What an amazing world you have made. We know for many people, though, life is not easy. We pray for those who suffer so that we can have nice food. Help us to love our neighbours as ourselves and show us how we can live in a more equal and fair way. Help us to remember those simple actions that change the world each day. Amen. Thank you for spending this time with me. It's been a real privilege to share this time with you, and hopefully I'll get to see you in real life at some point. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.